Today we start with the ionization chamber. Okay, what is the ionization chamber? Their construction, working, and their applications. Okay, ionization chamber is the simplest of the particle detector, and it is widely used to detect and to measure the energy and the momentum of the elementary particles. See, ionization chamber, it is one of the particle detector which detects the elementary particles, their energy and the momentum. The ionization chamber uses the principle of gas ionization. Gas ionization. This is the principle of the ionization chamber. The ionization chamber uses the principle of gas ionization by energetic particles passing through the gas inside the chamber. The energetic charged particles like the electrons, protons, alpha particles can directly ionize the gas, while the neutral particles like the neutrons, photons can produce ionization of the gas indirectly by producing the charged particles while interacting with the matter. We already learned it in introductory part. The charged particles directly ionize in the medium, and the neutral particles, it produces a ionization of gas indirectly. Okay, the charged particles interacting with the orbital electrons of the atoms of the gas remove the orbital electron, leaving the positive ion behind. See, the charged particle interacting with the orbital electrons of the atoms, it forms a free electron and the positive ion. Okay, thus on supplying the necessary energy, an ion pair is formed. Here the formation of ion pair, positive and negative ion pair, is formed. In this way, the ionizing particle goes on producing ion pairs along its path, which is known as the primary ionization. Okay. Left to themselves, these ions can recombine to form a neutral atoms. Left to themselves, these ions recombine to form a neutral atoms. But if the electric field is established in the chamber, then the ions will be attracted towards the opposite poles and will be collected by the respective electrodes. That is, the electrons by anode and the positive ions by cathode. Okay, to constitute a current. The electrons can be attracted towards the anode, and these negative ions will be the electrons attracted by the anode and positive ions by the cathode. Okay, and it constitutes a ion current. The potential difference across the electrodes to establish the electric current is high enough to avoid the secondary ionization by a accelerated primary ions. That is, all the primary ions produced in the chamber are collected by the electrodes to establish a constant ion current, which is known as the saturation current. See, the potential difference across the electrodes to establish the electric current is high enough to avoid the secondary ionization by accelerated primary ions. That is, all the primary ions produced in the chamber are collected by the electrodes to establish a constant ion current, which is known as the saturation current. The working potential difference for this is not very critical, but it has a wide range. Hence, any potential difference corresponding to a middle region of the saturation current region can be selected as the working potential difference for the ionization chamber. Okay. It should be noted that the gas amplification for a saturation current region is unity. See. Here we have a variation of the ionization current with potential difference across the electrodes. Here we have a current I, and here we have a potential difference V across the electrodes. Okay. See, it should be noted that the gas amplification for a saturation current region is unity. For a saturation current, the gas amplification is equals to 1 since all the primary ion produces an ion current. In recombination limited region, the value of gas amplification is less than 1, while the beyond saturation region, the secondary ionization begins and hence the gas amplification is much than the unity. In the proportional counter, the ion current is proportional to the number of primary ions produced and gas amplification is about the 10 raised to 3 to 10 raised to 4. The gas amplification is about the 10 raised to 3 to 10 raised to 4 in the proportional counter region. But in the Giger-Muller counter region, the gas amplification is about the 10 raised to 8. That is very large as shown in figure. See the variation of the ionization current with potential difference across the electrodes. See, first is the recombination region. In that the value of gas amplification is less than 1. Here the recombination rate is low and hence we get as the potential difference increases, the ionization current also increases. Then in the saturation region it becomes stable. Here the value of gas amplification is 1. Then in further after the saturation region, if we increase the potential difference, the ionization current also increases, and this is the region of the secondary ionization. Due to the secondary ionization, the gas amplification is much greater than the unity. Okay, then the next after the secondary ionization, the GM counter region is there, and here the gas amplification is about the 10 raised to 8 and it is the very large. Okay, then after the GM counter region, the continuous discharge will be takes place. This is the variation of the ionization current with the potential difference across the electrodes. Okay, now we learn the construction and the working of the ionization chamber. See, here the schematic diagram of the ionization chamber will be given. It consists of a thin window through which the radiation will be incident on a cylindrical tube. See, this is the cylindrical tube and here the thin window through which the radiations will be incident inside. Okay, this wire works as a anode and here's the insulator. Then this is the capacitor, then resistor, load resistor, and it is the voltage which is applied voltage. Okay, see, the ionization chamber is generally a cylindrical metal electrode maintained at a negative potential. This is the ionization chamber is generally a cylindrical metal electrode. This one is the cylindrical metal electrode maintained at a negative potential. See, here the walls of the electrode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Okay, negative terminal of the battery, and hence it is maintained at a negative potential which is grounded. Then the coaxial wire anode, see, this is the wire anode which is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Here's the see, this one is the positive terminal and the small line indicates the negative terminal, and hence the cylindrical cathode is connected to the negative terminal and the wire anode is connected to the positive terminal. Hence the wire anode maintain at a high positive potential phi which correspond to the saturation region. Okay. Then the two electrodes are perfectly insulated from each other by using the insulator. Here we use a insulator to the two electrodes are perfectly insulated from each other. The tube is mostly filled with the air or argon. Here the tube is filled with a argon or a mostly gas at 1 atmospheric pressure. Okay. Then the ionizing particles are usually made to incident the chamber through a thin window made up of a mica or aluminum. This thin window is made up of a mica or aluminum. When the energetic particles enters the chamber, they produce a primary ion pairs along their path. See, when the radiations are enters into the cylindrical tube, the ionization will be takes place because this is the radiation will be incident through a thin window, and in the tube the ionization will be takes place, forming a ion pair positive and negative. These primary ions are collected by the respective electrode. See, that is the electrons that is negative ions will be collected by the anode, and the positive ions will be collected by the cathode, and it produces a very small ion current. Okay, it produces a very small ion current. Therefore a large series in the external circuit, therefore a large series resistance R is connected so as to develop a fairly large potential difference across the R. This signal is given to an electrometer or a DC amplifier or pulse amplifier. Here we have a DC electrometer or a pulse amplifier which detects the pulse or the current pulse, okay, passing through the circuit. This signal is given to a electrometer or a DC amplifier or pulse amplifier which records the incoming particles. To measure the energy of the ionizing particle, it should be stopped inside the chamber, and hence a long tube is selected such that the length of the tube is greater than the range of the particle. Thus, an ion current is a measure of the energy of the particles. If the energy of the incident radiation is high, then the current will be produced in the circuit will be also high. Whenever a flux of the particle is allowed to enter the tube, a continuous current is produced. On the other hand, if we pass a single particle passing through the tube produces only a current pulse, and hence the ionization chamber can also be used to count the particles. Hence the ionization chamber is used to count the particles. To detect very high energy particles, the gas in the chamber is filled with the higher pressures. To detect very high energy particles, the gas in the chamber is filled at high pressures. Okay, this is the construction and working of the ionization chamber. I hope you all get it properly. See, I can explain once again. The radiation will be incident through a thin window which is made up of a mica or aluminum. Okay, when the energetic particles enters the chamber, this one is the chamber. Okay, when energetic particles enters the chamber, they produce a primary ion pair. See, what is the ion pair? Positive and negative. The cylindrical cathode is connected to the negative potential, and this wire anode is connected to the positive potential. Okay, these primary ions are collected by the respective electrodes. Okay, what is the electrodes? The cathode and the anode. Okay, the electrodes, the cylindrical cathode metal electrode maintain at a negative potential, and it is called the cathode, and a coaxial wire anode maintain at a high positive potential which is called a anode. Okay, cathode and anode. And then the positive ions will be collected by there is a opposite attraction, and electrons will be collected to the anode, and the positive ions will be collected to the cathode. Okay, then the primary ions are collected by the respective electrodes, and it produces a ion current, okay, which is in picoampere in the external circuit, which is connected there the resistance R is connected so as to develop a fairly large potential difference across the R. This signal is given to a electrometer. Electrometer detect the current which is across the circuit. To measure the energy of the ionizing particle, it should be stopped inside the chamber. Thus, the ion current is a measure of energy of the particles. If the energy of the particle is high, then the current will be also high. Okay. This is the construction and working of the ionization chamber. I hope you all get it properly. Okay. In next class we will learn the GM counter. Thank you.